Where would have RB Leipzig been with 28 goal scorer André Silva last season? Just imagine it for a second. Leipzig would have had 88 goals rather than the 60 scored and a goal differential of +5-6, which would have been one better than that of champions Bayern Munich. It is somewhat hypothetical to look back, and a better goal differential would not necessarily have closed the 13-point gap to the Rekordmeister. But the general sense last season was that Leipzig was missing a top striker to seriously challenge the title. Initially, that striker was supposed to be Alexander Sørloth, the Norwegian signed for a record deal from Turkish side Trabzonspor. But Sørloth was never able to fill the gap left by German national team striker Timo Werner. Then Leipzig zeroed in on Red Bull Salzburg goalgetter Patson Daka. The Zambian would have been in many ways an ideal replacement for Werner. But even though Daka was already in the Red Bull universe, the striker wanted a move to the Premier League and has already joined Leicester City. In Silva, Leipzig, however, has found an excellent alternative to Daka. The Portuguese striker was the best forward in the Bundesliga not named Robert Lewandowski last season. The 25-year-old scored 28 goals and provided 8 assists in just 32 games. Leipzig made use of a clause that allowed Silva to leave the club for $25.3 million. That clause was part of the agreement between Frankfurt and Silva's agent Jorge Mendes, who earned very little from the striker's transfer from Milan in 2019. Mendes will receive significant add-ons that will see the deal grow to above $35 million. We not only get an immensely quality footballer, but we do so in a very lucrative deal financially, with his transfer fee well below his current market value, RB Leipzig's commercial director for sport Florian Scholz said in a club statement. André made it clear to us early on that RB Leipzig was his preferred destination and we're absolutely delighted to have completed the transfer, particularly for the fee involved. But even with add-ons and around $5 million in yearly salary, the striker is a steal on what will be a busy transfer market for strikers. According to Transfermarkt, Silva's market value is $49.5 million. Leipzig can easily afford the deal after selling defenders Ibrahima Konaté, Liverpool, Dayot Upamecano, and head coach Julian Nagelsmann, both to Bayern Munich, for a combined $130 million. Leipzig has spent $100 million in new players. The signings include promising defenders Mohamed Simakan, Strasbourg, and Joško Gvardiol, Dinamo Zagreb, as well as exciting young attacking players Caden Clark, New York Red Bulls, and Brian Brobbey, Ajax. But without a doubt, the key signing of the summer is André Silva. As alluded to above, the Portuguese striker will be the player that could help new American coach Jesse Marsch close the gap between Leipzig and Bayern Munich.